Bill Cliff is an old-time Baba lover and a musician. Today he will be presenting his sublime music for beloved Baba, and he will be sharing his experiences with the Mandali. Hearty welcome, Bill, on behalf of the Baba family.
Thank you so much. Jai Baba to all in Andhra Pradesh here from our little Baba Center here in Albany, New York. And I have very fond memories of Andhra. For 1985, myself and Stephen Daphne Klein, at times called Stephen Daphne Clean, and wrote a mystery, toured many centers in Andhra with Chintasava Rao and Santa Rao and Manikala Rao. We went to Guntur and Eluru and Rajmundry and Tadapaliguram and Machilipatnam and Hyderabad, of course, Vijayawada. And we received so much love from you all there, and I have very happy memories of this. I'm going to share some songs and stories with you. Today is a special day. It's Kitty Davies' birthday. Baba is a very close Western disciple. And next Tuesday, the 31st, I believe, is Erich's day, the day that Erich departed this world to be reunited with his Lord, Meher Baba. So I will share some stories that he told in Mandali Hall. But let's start with some songs. And I'm going to start with a song called Love's Grace by Bob Brown. You are like the sea that reaches every distant shore. You are like the river that roars. You are like the mountains that span the highest places. You are like the rain that falls on whom love graces. You are like the baby born who cries for tenderness. But you are the maker of saints. You are eternal bliss. You are like the brightest star that shines on distant spaces. You are like the rain that falls on love graces. You are like the mountain stream that rushes to the source. But you are the ocean, and these rocks cause you remorse. So you come to live in us, creating love's oasis. You are like the rain that falls on love grace. You are like the rain that falls on love grace. You are like the radiant sun that pierces every cloud. Your silence is ringing, thundering so loud. You are really Lord of Lords. Your love is all embracing. You are like the rain that falls on love's grace. You are like the rain that falls on love's grace. You are like the rain that falls on love's gracing. Jai Baba. I'm going to follow that with a song that I adopted, a very popular song in America many years ago called You Are Everything. And every line you can sing. If you want to be at home and just sing these lines back to me, you can do that. This was written words by Linda Creed, music by Thomas Bell, adaptation by myself. You are everything to Baba. are everything, and everything is you. You are a little drop and mighty ocean too. You are everything, and everything is you. You are garden fair and arid desert too. You are everything, and everything is you. You are emperor and humble beggar too. You are everything, everything is you. You are blade of grass and giant forest too. You are everything, everything is you. You are firefly and blazing sun too. You are everything, everything is you. You are speck of dust and lofty mountain too. You are everything, everything is you. You are newborn babe and ancient one too. You are everything, everything is you. You are everything, everything is you. Ooh, 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 Jai Baba. I'm going to follow that with a very easy song to sing along with. It Is You, Baba by Scott McCaig, and the whole refrain, the whole chorus is you just sing, it is you, Baba, it is you, Baba, it is you. It is you, Baba, it is you, Baba, it is you, Baba, it is you. It is you, Baba, it is you, Baba, it is you, Baba, it is you. It's not I, Baba, it's not me, Baba, it's not mine, it's divine. It is new, Baba, it is true, Baba, it is you, Baba, it is you. It is you, Baba, it is you, Baba, it is you, Baba, it is you. It is you, Baba, it is you, Baba, it is you, Baba, it is you. It's your love, Baba, ocean of divine love, divine love. It's your truth, beyond proof, Baba. It is you, Baba, it is you. It is you, Baba, it is you, Baba, it is you, Baba, it is you. It is you, Baba, it is you, Baba, it is you, Baba, it is you. It's not if, Baba, it's not but, Baba, it's not who, it's not what, it's not why, Baba, it's not try, Baba, it's not do, Baba, it is you. It is you, Baba, it is you, Baba, it is you, Baba, it is you. It is you, Baba, it is you, It's your name, Baba. It's your game, Baba. It is you, Baba. It is you. It is you, Baba. It is you, Baba. It is you, Baba. It is you. It is you, Baba. It is you, Baba. It is you, Baba. It is you. It's your form, Baba. Hearts are torn, ground to dust in your trust. It's your smile, Baba. All the while, Baba. It is you, Baba. It is you. It is you, Baba. It is you, Baba. It is you, Baba. It is you. It is you, Baba. It is you, Baba. It is you, Baba. It is you. It's give in, Baba. It's give up, Baba. What to win, Baba? It's your cup. It's your fun, Baba. All in one, Baba. It is you, Baba. It is you. It is you, Baba. It is you, Baba. It is you, Baba. It is you. It is you, Baba. It is you, Baba. It is you, Baba. It is you. It's your whim, Baba. Sink or swim, Baba. Thick and thin, lose or win. It's your plight, Baba. It's your sight, Baba. What delight, Baba. It is you. It is you. It is you, Baba. It is you, Baba. It is you. It is you, Baba. It is you, Baba. It is you, Baba. It is you. Jai Baba. Now I'm going to share a little bit from my journals over the years, especially in the 1970s and 1980s, early 80s. I kept journals of my pilgrimages to India. I have about 170 pages worth of journals all typed up. And these are just some things that some stories that Erich said. This is January 25th, 1979. Erich said, his presence was enough. The work was his. He said, all I know is that Baba is here with me and I am here to serve him. Then he added, our religion was obedience to him. Now there's a story that he told about himself. And when he was very young and just coming to Baba, he recalled how before he had come to Baba as a youth, he'd been very even-tempered and good-natured. But after joining Baba, he soon found himself becoming easily upset and throwing all sorts of moods. And one day when he was feeling really tortured, he went to Baba and asked him the reason. Baba gave the following example. Erich, he said, you were like a piece of good fresh sugar cane when you first came to me. But then to get the juice from you, I had to grind you and you felt pain. That wasn't enough though, because I wanted you to become pure crystals, so I boiled you. And when sugar is boiled, all the scum comes to the surface. That is why you are experiencing all these things which you didn't think you had inside you. And that reminded me that in those early days, Erich would take a group of us to the nearest village, Pimplegaon village, and we do a tour of the village, and we'd maybe meet some of the elders. We went to the village potter, and a little bit on the outskirts of the village, there was some sugar cane being processed, and sure enough, there was a big vat, and all the scum was coming to the surface. We could see that very clearly, so that really brought that story, that example home to us. Now, one other story that Erich shared, in the early days, when he was first beginning to serve his Lord, this was in Meherabad, a man was spotted walking up the hill in the direction of the ashram where the women were staying. Baba quickly called Erich and ordered him to go chase after the man and find out who he was and to chew him out for trespassing on that property, which was forbidden. So Erich dashed up the hill, accosted the man, and to his surprise, he found him to be a well-dressed gentleman who stated very calmly that he had come for Baba's darshan. Despite his appearance and his good intentions, Erich gave the man a sound tongue lashing and added a few tight slaps just to bring the lesson home that he shouldn't be on the hill. So grabbing him, he brought him down the hill to face Baba to account for his actions. And much to Erich's chagrin, Baba received the man with a great outpouring of love, caressed him, and thanked him for coming for his darshan. Baba then said, "How blessed is one to be able to come and have my darshan. How much more you have been blessed to have been humiliated by this man." And he pointed to Erich. And Erich went on to say that for anyone to come to the Lord and to be humiliated in the process is indeed a great blessing. So those are a few stories from Erich. I have some more that I'll share with you, but I want to do stories and songs, songs and stories, and have a nice little mixture here. So to go on to the next segment of the song program, I want to do a song by Ward Parks, and this is a song where there's many, many opportunities to sing Baba's name. And this is my favorite repetition of Baba's name in song, called Learning How to Love You. You may have heard it on Baba's birthday morning if you've been down in the old Pilgrim Center, and Debbie Nordine has been conducting the chorus. This has been done many times. Meher Baba, 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 Meher Baba. All gifts are of your giving, all tastes are your prasad, and the purpose of our living is our learning how to love you. Meher Baba, 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 Meher Baba. So merciful and tender, the face and eyes of God, the obedience we render are our infant steps to love you. Meher Baba, 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 Meher Baba. A joy too sweet for telling arose within a clod, a pearl of deep upwelling is the knowing that I love you. Meher Baba, 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 Meher Baba. Oh, Meher Baba, Meher Baba, oh, Meher Baba. Really nice song by Ward Parks. And we'll move right along here. I'm going to do a song by a very popular duo, from America many years ago. They did a song called Let It Be Me, and a nice song to sing to Baba. They were known as the Everly Brothers. God bless the day I found you. I want to stay around you, and so I beg you, let it be me. Don't take this heaven from one if you must cling to someone now and forever. Each time we meet, love, I find complete love. Without your sweet love, Baba, what would life be? So never leave me lonely. Tell me you love me only, and that you'll always let it be me. Each time we meet, love, I find complete love. Without your sweet love, what would life be? So never leave me lonely. Tell me you love me only, and that you'll always let it be me, and that you'll always let it be me. Let It Be Me by the Everly Brothers. I'm going to follow that with a song. This was popular in America many, many years ago, back in the 1950s. And it reminds me of how Baba's Western Mandali, Darwin Shaw, used to say and emphasize at his meetings. He said, Baba will want each of us to know that we belong to him. So this song fits perfectly with that feeling of you belong to me. And there's many scenes, pyramids along the Nile and a jungle and all. And the song reminds me of how these are like different scenes from our lifetimes in the song. But Baba says, just remember till you're home again, you belong to me. See the pyramids along the Nile. Watch the sunrise from a tropic isle. Just remember, darling, all the while, you belong to me. See the marketplace in old Algiers. Send me photographs and souvenirs. Just remember, till a dream appears, you belong to me. I'll be so alone without you. Maybe you'll be lonesome too, and blue. Fly the ocean in a silver plane. The jungle when it's wet with rain. Just remember till you're home again, you belong to me. I'll be so alone without you. Maybe you'll be lonesome too, and blue. Fly the ocean in a silver plane. See the jungle when it's wet with rain. Just remember till you're home again, you belong to me. to me. You belong to me. Now it's time to share some more stories. Some stories from Erich. Just have to get my notes here. And this is from 1979 again. This is just a little scene, a little story from Baba's life. It's very short, but it's very, very, very meaningful and very deep. Erich said that one morning, about 4 o'clock in the morning, they were on a bus tour and they were driving through this forest area. And suddenly, I think the car had to stop for some reason or another, and suddenly they heard, in the stillness of the Indian night, a chanting, Allahu, Allahu, Allahu. And Baba had the car stopped and they sat there listening to this continuous repetition of the Lord's name. And they could see nothing. So very quietly and silently they alighted from the car and they crept through the forest a ways until they came to a clearing where there was a large domed Muslim shrine. And there stood 6 men, totally lost in rapture, chanting, Allahu, Allahu, Allahu. And Baba and the Mandali stood spellbound for a few moments watching this wonderful scene. And then they left unobserved. And as Erich said, Allah himself had come to watch these men pray to him. Now that reminds me of another story that Erich told. It may have been on the same must trip, the same must tour. And one day, Baba had been out hunting musts in Rishikesh, and Erich was not with him on this particular day, but Erich was making his way, he'd been on some errand, and making his way through a wooded area in Rishikesh known as the abode of the saints. And this is where sadhus and seekers would come, and they would stay in a little hut and they would pray to God and they would meditate, seeking God. And so as he was going through the woods, he noticed a rather dilapidated hut, and there was a teenage boy, maybe 13 or 14, in the hut. And Erich was reminded that Baba, as he did throughout his ministry, was going through a phase where he was searching for a perfect boy. So as soon as he met up with Baba back from his bus tour, he told Baba about the boy, and he said, Baba, you have to come and see this young boy. He's really a remarkable person. So Baba and Erich came to see the boy. Of course, the boy didn't know who Baba was, and Erich spoke to him, and he said, what are you doing here? You're so young. And he said, I left my family in Ambala, and I've come here to Rishikesh to seek and to find God. And Erich asked him, do you have a guru? And he said, no, all these gurus, they talk too much. I want a guru who doesn't talk, who's silent. And Erich asked him, well, have you heard of Meher Baba? And he said, yes, I've heard of Meher Baba. And I hear even that he is in this area, but who am I to become his disciple? And at that point, Erich introduced Baba to the boy. And of course, Baba said, I will be your guru, I will be your master. And the boy was so happy and delighted to hear that. Baba gave him 4 orders. The first was never to touch women in his lifetime, to be celibate. The second was he had to beg for his food because he was never allowed to touch money. The third order was that he must always think of realizing God. And then Baba wanted to give him a mantra, a guru mantra, to repeat. And he let the boy choose it. I don't remember what the mantra was. So they left, Baba and Erich left, and then Baba sent Erich back the next day to bring the boy, as his prasad, some gifts. A Baba button with Baba's picture on it, a book about Baba's life, a mat, a straw mat to sit on, and some flour to cook for chapatis, with the message that he would never see Baba again. But Baba urged him to obey those orders. And as Erich was approaching, before he came to the hut where the boy was, he heard the boy was repeating not the mantra he had chosen, but the boy was very softly repeating Baba's name. And the day after that, they all packed up in the blue bus and headed out. And as they were heading out from that area, they saw the boy walking along the road with all his possessions and straw mat under his arm and probably the sack of flour on his head. And Baba had the bus stopped, and Erich asked, "Where are you going?" And the boy said, "My master has left this area. There's no reason for me to be here anymore." So that's the story of the wonderful boy that they met back in the early 1940s. And one other story, that reminded me of another story, and Erich told the story in the same story session. And this is in the 1950s. Baba was staying in Mahabaleshwar. And again, he asked the Mandali to be looking for the perfect boy. So one day, Chuggan was sitting in a tea shop, and a young fellow came. I don't know how old the boy was, maybe 12, 13, something like that. And he was serving tea, and he served Chuggan some tea. And Chuggan remembered this, so he spoke with the boy, and the boy agreed to come and meet Baba. So he brought the boy to Baba, and Baba's, greeted him with much love. But as he's looking the boy over, he noticed something. He said, "Chuggan, you've brought me an imperfect boy. Look, he says he has a bruise on his leg." And the boy had a big bruise on his leg. And Baba paused for a minute, and he said, "This boy needs to be treated. He must be taken to Meherabad and be treated by Padri." Chuggan agreed to take the boy to Padri, but he was thinking to himself, how can this be? There are doctors here in Mahabaleshwar. Even Baba has his doctors here. Why take the boy 6 hours by bus to Meherabad? He set out with the boy. They had to go to Pune and then change buses. They arrived in Pune, and just after they got off the bus and they were taking a little walk to the other bus, all of a sudden, a woman cried out, my son, my lost son, I found you. And she came and she embraced the boy embraced him. We don't know whether he'd been kidnapped or anything like that. Chuggan was absolutely dumbfounded, and he cabled Baba immediately. And Baba just cabled back to inform him. He said, my work has been done. So that's another wonderful story, another wonderful Baba story. I want to share with you, before we have some more stories, some words of Bauji that have been put to music. Bauji wrote many, many songs, many ghazals for Baba. And the first one I'm going to do is, let me get a little sip of water here. A song that Eric Nadel had put to music. And I used to hear Heather sing it, and I really loved to hear it, so I learned it. The second one is one that I was inspired to put a tune to. So this is the first one, Eric's tune. Meher, in my tears today, your remembrance is smiling. Why has the hope for union not arrived? I know you are 1,000 times nearer to me than breath, but oh, that distance seems so very wide. The pain I have is dear to me, and that is why I'm weeping. For my pain has captured you. I've been endlessly walking beneath you, but I have not found the way from here to here. Oh, Meher, in my tears today, your remembrance is smiling. Why has the hope for union not arrived? This is a carol of my restlessness. My call goes to you this song. Can there be some reason, dear, why you don't draw near? For without you, how can I carry on? I am burned to ash in the fire of song. Now that ash lies weeping, now that ash lies weeping. Ah, what a plight, my dear, has made for me. Oh, Meher, in my tears today, your remembrance is smiling. Why has the hope for union not arrived? Why has the hope for union not arrived? Jai Baba, beautiful words by Bauji. Got to put these finger picks on my fingers. So just give me a second here. I have to pick a special tune with this particular song. This song by Bauji is called And Kiss Me Dear Today. Very beautiful song. I am weeping, I am crying, and I long for you. And my longing is composing a fine song for you. Please come down with your crown and kiss me, dear, today. Dear Baba, Meher Baba, come here today to stay, to stay, to stay, to stay. You are Son and you are Father, you are Ancient One. You are matchless, you exist, all else is illusion. You are avatar and perfect man, I truly say. Dear Baba, Meher Baba, come here today to stay, to stay, to stay, to stay. You are seeker, you are goal, you are guide so grand. You are the friend of everyone. The world is in your hands. You are love, you are mercy, you are truth's way. Dear Baba, Meher Baba, come here today to stay, to stay, to stay, to stay. Jai Baba. Before we have some more stories, I want to do one more song, and this sort of fits in. This is a song called Until Morning by a very wonderful singer named Kate Rusby. And when I first heard this song, I thought, gosh, Baba could have written this song. It's like every word is from Baba. And when I heard it last May, and she wrote it for a friend who was going through a difficult time in her life, kind of a dark night in her life. This is a song of comfort and consolation. And when I first heard the song, it was back in May in the height of the pandemic in India, and I thought, oh, if this song could be sung to all the people of India, it would console them, and it can console anybody going through anything. I'll just read the first couple of verses to you, and then I'll sing the song. In the deepest, darkest hour, where the strongest soul will cower, and it feels like it's so long till morning, I know your weary head needs rest, and we both know you've done your best. So I'll hold your hand until the day comes dawning. I know the world's been cruel of late, and your heart can't bear the weight, and it feels like it's so long till morning, but together we are bound. So I will keep you safe and sound, and I'll hold your hand until the day comes dawning. There's a little refrain. Don't worry, let the night go drifting by, and tomorrow you can fly. Until morning. In the deepest, darkest hour, where the strongest soul will cower, and it feels like it's so long till morning. I know your weary head needs rest, and we both know you've done your best. So I'll hold your hand until the day comes dawning. I know the world's been cruel of late, and your heart can't bear the weight, and it feels like it's so long till morning. But together we are bound, so I will keep you safe and sound, and I'll hold your hand until the day comes dawning. Don't worry, let the night go drifting by, and tomorrow you can fly. In the dark night you are lost, counting stars to count the cost, and it feels like it's so long till morning. So I will catch the moon's bright beams to guide you gently through your dreams, and I'll hold your hand until the day comes dawning. When there's stillness all around, and your heart's a deafening sound, and it feels like it's so long till morning, I will stay with you, old friend, so you can heal and you can mend, and I'll hold your hand until the day comes dawning. Don't worry, let the night go drifting by, and tomorrow you can fly. Now it's time to make your peace. Into the night your fears release, and it feels like it's so long till morning. And we will claim the night for ours, and we won't see the dark for the stars, and I'll hold your hand until the day comes dawning. Don't worry, let the night go drifting by, and tomorrow you will fly. and tomorrow you will thrive. Jai Baba, the singer's name is Kate, K-A-T, Rusby, R-U-S-B-Y. Very good idea to look this song, Until Morning, up on YouTube. So many nice versions she sings. Well, let's have some stories. And now Erich not only told stories of his life with Baba, but he shared stories from, for example, the life of Muhammad and perfect masters and saints. And these are just a few stories I'd like to share with you. One afternoon, this was in 1974, we were talking about honesty. And Baba had said, Erich said that Baba had said, the real honesty, real truth must be exercised when it is of help to help others. Truth should be exercised only to help others. And then he told the story of Ali, Muhammad's disciple. And it so happened that one day, Ali was sitting in front of the very small mosque they had in Medina, and he was sitting on a bench. And he was just sort of passing time, and all of a sudden he heard this great commotion. And a man ran up to him and said, Ali, please help me, save my life. And Ali said, get in the mosque, quick. And then Ali stood up and moved from that bench to another bench that was on the other side of the entrance to the mosque. And all of a sudden, a horde of men ran up and said, have you seen anyone run by? Have you seen anyone run by? We're looking for this man. We're after him. And Ali said very calmly, I have seen no one since I've been sitting on this bench. And they ran off. And Erich just said, yes, that's how it should be. That was truth. That truth was exercised by Ali. He could have said the man was in the mosque and he had seen him, but he used truth, having switched benches. He said, well, since I've been sitting on this bench, I've seen no one. So that he used truth to save someone's life. And then I have another story. I really like this story. I think I'm going to read most of it. Erich said there was once a dervish, a man who had left all who wandered around absorbed in his Lord. And one day he was making his way through a forest when he noticed a yogi. Now the yogi was taken by the man's appearance and beckoned him to come over. Where are you going, friend? He asked. The dervish said, I'm going to see the Lord. Really? Will you take a message to him for me? The yogi said. Surely, came the dervish's reply. Tell God, tell the Lord, I've been meditating on him a long time. Has he noticed me? Does he approve of me? And the dervish said, I will convey your message. So a few hours later, he wandered into a village adjoining the forest, and there he met a townsman, a family man who was also struck by the dervish's appearance. He called the dervishes over. Where are you going? And the dervish told him that he was going to see the Lord. Will you take a message to him for me? The man said. Surely, said the dervish. Tell him I love him. So the dervish wandered and roamed for many years, and one day he found himself back in that same forest. And he happened to come upon the yogi. And the yogi was anxious to hear what the Lord had said. Had he been recognized? Had the Lord noticed him? And the dervish told him, the Lord is very pleased with all your devotion to him these years. And he wants to tell you that it will only take 3 more incarnations for you to reach your cherished goal. What? Cried the yogi in dismay. 3 more lifetimes? He was crushed. Now, a few days later, the dervish encountered the family man. And he asked him the man asked him, have you been to see the Lord? And the dervish said, yes, and the Lord is very pleased with your love. What? He took notice of me? Me, said the man. Oh, and he was so happy. And moreover, the dervish said, he wants me to tell you that you will have only 400 more births before you realize him. What? The man said in delight, only 400 more? How few! How compassionate is my Lord. And with that, the man swooned and achieved the goal of his life in that very moment. He realized God. And Erich just said Baba's message through that story is love alone counts. We should have no expectations. Another story. One of my favorites. I've told this to school children. There was once a saintly personage living on the outskirts of a village who was very ugly. Because of this, he was harassed and abused by nearly everyone, especially the children. In fact, he could hardly walk around without being taunted, and the children would throw stones at him. Sometimes he was physically abused. Well, one day he decided to take a ferry to a large neighboring town, and soon after boarding, he found himself surrounded by the villagers who were insulting him and abusing him and poking him. This time there was no way he could escape. There was no way that he could walk away. Naturally, he reacted to all such maltreatment in a meek, smiling manner. He never talked back, never fought back, and that encouraged these people even more. Now, on this particular day, the abuse was so vile that even the Lord became disgusted, and he lost his patience, and he spoke in the saint's heart. Why don't you do something? Defend yourself. If not, I'm going to destroy the boat and drown everyone in it. And the saint replied, if you really love me, my Lord, why don't you turn the hearts of these ignorant people so they can see the real beauty that lies within me, the gift that you have given me? God was so touched by this plea that he instantaneously granted the sage's wish, the saint's wish, and the people, when they saw this, began to weep and lovingly caress and embrace this person that just a few minutes ago had been their object of abuse. And one more short one. We'll have maybe another song or two. There was once an aspiring lover of God who, like the first man, was ugly and suffered from a condition which produced boils all over his face, especially over his body, especially on his face. Though he looked hideous, people would be touched by his words, and their hearts would be purified in his presence. So ugly was he, urged said, yet he spoke of the beauty of the Lord. One day someone asked him, you have cleansed our hearts and even cured our physical ailments. Why don't you cure yourself? This lover of God, a simple, unassuming person, replied in all humility, my friend, don't ask me to deprive myself of the steps of the ladder, which have enabled me to reach my beloved. Jai Baba. This song, I put this to music. It's a poem that Baba wrote to Dr. William Donkin on his birthday in 1943 called Just You and Me. And every other line in this song is just you and me, which is what it all boils down to. Just each of us individually and Baba. In the moonlight, just you and me, when everything is bright, just you and me, in darkness or in light, just you and me, in wrong or in right, just you and me. Just you and me. Just you and me. When devil is in flight, just you and me. in the moonlight, just you and me. When everything is bright, just you and me. Just you and me. Just you and me. Just you and me, from Baba. I'm going to do one more song. And this is a song that Gopi has requested because Ted Judson and I have sung this song together many, many times. It's a version of a song by the Everly Brothers that I put my own words to it. It's basically, we're saying goodbye to the world, saying goodbye to all the illusion in different languages. We say bye-bye, bye-bye duality, arrivederci, Italian, illusion, sayonara maya, Japanese, auf Wiedersehen, that's German, au revoir, that's French, adios, Spanish. This is called Bye-Bye Duality, Hello Unity. I've caught Meher Baba's Daman. Next stop, reality. Bye-bye duality, hello unity. I've caught Meher Baba's Daman. Next stop, reality. Next stop, reality. Arrivederci, illusion. You're just a vacant dream. You only add confusion. Make me wanna scream. Sayonara Maya. Get out of my life. You make a tempting shadow. What a lousy wife. Bye-bye duality. Hello unity. I've caught Meher Baba's Daman. Next stop, reality. Next stop, reality. Of weird and desire, you can only burn. Time to cool that fire. Toward the true light turn. Au revoir, oh ego. You think you're pretty hip, and I'm heading where you can't. Gonna give you the slip. Bye-bye duality. Hello unity. I've caught Meher Baba's Daman. Next stop, reality. Next stop, reality. Audio so gross, subtle mental too. I'm tired of hearing about your planes. I want that infinite view. So long, mind, you plagued me long enough. Time to meet your Mananash. Baba's called your bluff. Bye-bye duality. Hello unity. I've caught Meher Baba's Daman. Next stop, reality. Bye-bye duality. Hello unity. I've caught Meher Baba's Daman. Next stop, reality. Next stop, reality. Next stop, reality. Jai Baba, everyone. It's been a pleasure sharing stories and songs with you. Gopi, I'll turn this back over to you.